Alright, we're going to take a look at Onshape as a 3D modeling solution, and just wanted to point out a few things. So if you're just setting up an account, you'll go to onshape.com and you'll get a screen that looks like this, and you just click sign up now and follow the steps to create an account. They're free. This would be an education account. For my class, I will send you an invitation to join our class, and it should have information on setting up your account from that. But just kind of as a general FYI, this is where you would begin. To start out, so I'm going to click in. I've already got my account open here. You're going to begin by creating different parts. And so in the left hand side, you'll click create. We're going to start with a document, and we're prompted to enter a name. The first thing we're going to do for class is model our puzzle cube that we've been working on. So I'm just going to call this puzzle cube 1 and create. Now you'll notice that you get this window, and you have a couple of things we should talk about right off the bat. You've got a view cube in the right corner, and as you click on different parts of that, like if I click on the front, it lines up the front view, and I can just click the corner again to get the three-dimensional look. If I want to sketch from the top, I could click the top view, back to the corner for more of a three-dimensional look, and you can rotate this around. If you right click and hold down on the view cube, you can like manually rotate it. I prefer most of the time just to click the corner points and get these real precise movements of the different like viewpoints of the cube. So all right, we're going to start out, and so through the puzzle cube project, hopefully you'll learn a little bit about sketching and assembling a project. So we're going to go to the sketch command and just select that, and then we're prompted to select a plane that we want to sketch on, and I'm just going to use the front view right here. So I select that. That's the view, that's the plane that I'm going to sketch on. And so being that's the front surface, I'm going to click on the front face of the view cube so it's lined up just like that. Now to start out, there's a lot of ways you could do this. I'm going to use a corner rectangle. So I've selected that, and I'm just going to click one time with the mouse and drag this out. Notice I'm getting some dimensions on the screen. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to click. And now after I click one time, then I have an active window that I can set dimensions with. So it says 0.932. I want to change that. I'm just going to type in 0.75. And then I'm going to hit return on the keyboard, and it goes to the other, like the vertical leg. And I'm going to type 0.75 there as well, and then just hit return one more time, and it's applied these dimensions. So now my my rectangle is actually a square. It's 0.75 by 0.75. All right, now I'm going to finish the sketch by clicking the green check mark. And now you notice I have some different options here. So my sketch options changed, and now I've got these three-dimensional options. So I'm going to select extrude, select the face that I want to extrude, which is my square, and I'm going to extrude that 0.75 inches. Just type 0.75, hit return, and if I click the corner to make my view three-dimensional, now I can see what's going on there. If I change the direction, you'll notice it extrudes the other way. For what I'm doing, it really doesn't make a difference here. So when I click the green check mark, I have my three-dimensional shape. All right, if I want to edit this, I would go down here. You see where it says part 1. All right. You also see, so this is like a kind of a list of the things that we've done. I've got sketch 1, extrusion 1, and then this is part 1 altogether. So if I want to edit, I can right click on sketch 1 and I can go to edit and I get back to the sketch. And so if I wanted to change something about this, I could select the dimension. I could make that 1 inch. And I could change this to 1 inch. Alright, so that's how you would change the sketch. And when you finish, you click the green check mark. And now let's go back to the three-dimensional view and you can see how it changed it. Now I obviously, for my puzzle cube, I want a 3/4 inch, so that's 0.75 inch cube. So I need to go back in here and edit the sketch and set this back at 0.75. All right, when I click the green check mark, I have my cube. The other thing that we'll look at while we're here is changing the appearance. So if I want this to be a different color, and so for example on your project you may have had a shape that was red. So I would right click on part 1 and go up to edit appearance. And when you select edit appearance, you get this color palette, and you can just select a color that you'd like to make for your first part. I'm going to go ahead and click the check mark. All right, and I now have a red cube that I can use here to build with. All right, at the bottom of the screen, and you may not be able to see that, I don't think I have that captured very well in the recording window, but down here at the bottom it should say Assembly 1. You've got Part Studio 1 and Assembly 1. And if I hover the mouse over it, you can kind of see where that pops up. It's like a three-dimensional shape. Whereas if I go over here to Part Studio 1, it kind of shows what I'd modeled a minute ago. That might just because it hasn't refreshed. It usually kind of refreshes every few seconds or so. But when you go to Assembly, just click on that down at the bottom left corner of the screen. All right, what we're going to do here is go up to where it says Insert and click that. And notice there's the part that we just created. So this is where I can select parts to assemble. I'm going to select part 1, and notice like the part comes out on the screen. So when I place it where I would like it, I just click the mouse and there it is. And I need to select that again because I need more than one piece to build the first shape in my puzzle cube. I actually need 4. All right, so I'm going to place these 4 cubes, red cubes, on the out on the window here. When I'm done, I click the green check mark. Now, if you roll the mouse wheel, you can zoom out or zoom in. That's another feature. If you hold the mouse wheel down, you can pan. So like you can move all the items together on the screen. All right, now what I want to do is go ahead and constrain these together. I want to place these together so they're actually in the shape that I want them to make the puzzle cube. So what I'm going to use, there's a bunch of different ways you could use this. I'm going to use what's called this fastened mate right here. Each one of these can be used to assemble things in a little different way depending on what you're trying to make. For what I'm doing, I'm going to use this fastened mate. You might find a different way that you prefer. When I use this, I'm going to click on it. All right, and when I move the mouse now over the different surfaces, I get a lot of different information. All right, let's zoom in to look at what I have. So if I choose this position, you notice the green is like the vertical orientation. The blue is kind of the left and right orientation. And you want to pay close attention to those. If I move this over to the corner, notice how this changes. So like if the circle is flat, it's gonna move the face and connect the face in that orientation. If I move it to the top side more, then the orientation is different. So I want to connect these two pieces. So I'm going to select the corner, and notice the blue part is facing out like that, kind of to my right. So I'm going to select that face. Let me get that again, right there. And I want to go and I'm just going to click the corner of the view cube to change the orientation there. And actually, let me back up just a second. I think I selected something accidentally there. So I just hit escape. To end the command, you hit escape. So just hit escape on the keyboard. I want to go back and do that again. Fasten mate, and I want this surface right there. And I want to connect that to this corner. And notice the blue leg is facing outward and the green leg is facing down. So that's the orientation that I want. I click one time and you notice it moves them together. That's what I want, so I click the green check mark. If that is not what I would want, I'd click the red cancel and they would move apart again. So now they're fastened together. I'm going to hit escape to end that command. Check it by just clicking and dragging the mouse on them. It should actually move both pieces together now if it's done properly. All right, I'm ready to move on to the next piece. Go back here to fastened mate. And this time I want to go ahead and move this piece. So I'm going to get the corner again, make sure those different marks, the blue and green, are in the same orientation. Rotate the cube, and I want that corner to connect right there. Green check mark. Hit escape. Make sure they're together. That's good. Now I need to add this piece kind of right on top of that. So what I'm going to do, fasten mate, this corner. Now I need this top surface. So the blue is facing upward right there. And then I need to kind of change the position here so I can get that corner selected just like that. Now it's a little weird for the moment, but it's what I want. I click the green check mark, and now I've got this shape that I need for my first part of the puzzle. So that's good. I'm going to hit escape to end the constraint command, and this is what I want to end up with. All right, I'm going to give you guys some time now. You can create your part. I want you to practice that. When you get one together properly, you can click on the Onshape menu, go to create another document, and make the next part. Maybe this time you might call it, you might name them by the color of the part. So it could be green shape or blue shape, whatever you happen to use. It might be an easy way to find the files later, but that'll kind of be the goal. To find these, if you go to recently opened, you should be able to find a lot of different files that you've been working on. You can kind of see this one. I'll open it up. This is a puzzle cube that I was working on a little bit ago, and if I rotate it around, you can kind of see the different shapes that I've put together so far. So that's kind of where we're headed with this. All right, hope this was helpful. Good luck. Let me know if you have questions.